Hey, this is Big Meg coming at you with Mechanicsville from the Kville Cruise In. I'm here with Lou Ann, standing in front of this beautiful 1968 Pontiac. So Lou Ann, tell us how long you've had this vehicle.
Well, I actually first saw this car in 1972. I was 6 years old. My daddy brought her home from Bob Neal Pontiac, where he was a salesman. And I was 6, and I always knew I can't touch the car. Cannot touch paint, but I knew I could touch a bumper. And first thing Daddy said I did when I saw this car is I rubbed the bumper and just said, "Oh mercy, oh mercy, oh mercy." And I used to sit in his lap and steer this car when I was a little girl. Fast forward, my sister drove it in high school. My other sister drove it some. Daddy drove it. And by 1981, I bought the residue after they had worn it out a few times over. And at 15 years old, I bought this car. Daddy held the title until I graduated from college. But this is the third time I painted it. I can't tell you how many engines it's been in it, but this does have a 68 Pontiac 400 engine that I was able to secure at Ray White's junkyard, and it's very buildable. It was actually good to go as it was, but I did have it built just a little bit mildly, little mild cam too, a little tweak. But it does have the 2-speed transmission in it, automatic.
Power glide.
Great for drag racing.
Right.
I bought a donor car to get the deluxe interior in her. This is the original color. It's called Autumn Bronze. It was a 1-year only color for 1968 and only appeared on the Firebird.
Wow.
But it was a special order color. There was a sister color. Chevrolet had the Corvette Bronze. And it was on the Corvettes and the Camaros.
Did this come with a 400 in it or 350?
No, it did not. This was actually an original 354 barrel car. And I told myself with this last time that I redid it, it was a total frame off restoration. I was going to put it back as a 400 engine car. And that meant the hood, that meant the grills, you know, the badging, but it is originally a 354 barrel car, and it had the smooth hood. And you'll notice it doesn't have the bird, or not the bird, but the arrowhead on the bumper. And I just didn't do that, even though that's legit. For a 400 car, I liked it clean look without it on there.
There you go.
And also, it's got the spoiler on the back, which has been there since the mid-'80s.
Okay.
And a lot of people give me flack about that. They're like, well, that's a Camaro spoiler. And it's not. It's actually something that was a dealer-installed option. Bob Neal would color match those spoilers and put them on your brand new Firebird in '68.
Awesome. So your dad was a dealer at Bob Neal?
He was a car salesman, and a very successful car salesman. He made master salesman for 10 years running, and made really good money for the family. And he did very, very well. And he brought me home from the hospital after I was born in practically new '65 Catalina. And so I cut my teeth on that car, literally. And so Pontiacs have just always been in my blood.
So that came from Bob Neal Pontiac. And Mom and Dad bought that new.
Oh, wow.
And I rode home after I was born in that.
I love
car.
it. I love family cars. And I love people that have a family story in that family car. Could you imagine a family of 5, Mama, Daddy, 3 girls, and I was the baby, going to the beach the second week in July with no air conditioning? I rode in the package truck because I was small.
That's illegal.
Yeah, not back then.
Yeah, we ride around in mine, and I'm like, God, can you imagine? Back then, that was Mom's daily driver. Dad drove a Volkswagen.
Well, this was Daddy's daily.
With no air. How did they?
Yeah.
How in the world?
Well, it's like, how did his Consort men's hairspray hold up for it? Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
But he was groovy, and Daddy he had a Craig Underdash 8-track player in the car, and the first thing he put in it was Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, because it had just been released, and right now that's the CD I have in the car.
Wow.
So it's homage to my dad.
That's awesome.
Because he used to ride around. He was groovy dad, groovy Tom. And sadly, I lost both of my parents in 2018. My mama left, and then 30 days later, my daddy followed her. And anytime someone has something nice to say to Pumpkin, it's like they're saying something nice about my parents. Yes, it's her name.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So Tom had to have been the man to have brought this.
He was the man. He was an extremely handsome man, and he looked really good in this car. And
I'm sure
he was so happy for me when I finally got it together. And this last thing, that this total frame off resto took forever. But as soon as I got it done, I took him for a ride in it, and I tried to get him to drive it. He says, "Oh no, Rotten, I can't do it." He says, "All that you put in this car," he said, "I can't do it." I said, "But it was your car."
I had to fight the keys out of my dad's hand when I pulled it in the driveway. He's like, "I'll be back in a minute." And
I wanted him to drive this, and I took pictures of him sitting in the car and just grinning from ear to ear. He was just so happy.
It's an Americana car family thing.
Yes.
You know, it is.
And I am my father's son. He had 2 beautiful daughters, and he had me. And I was always his little grease monkey. I was always under the Studebakers. He collected Studebakers too. And I was under there getting greasy and grimy and putting small block Chevys in Studebaker Larks so Daddy could blow people's minds on University Parkway and stuff like.
Lou Ann, thank you.
Thank you.
For letting us look at Pumpkin and getting the backstory
Absolutely.
on old Pumpkin here, and telling us a little bit about Tom
Oh, he was.
and riding in the package trays. We won't exploit that illegal activity.
Yes, that's not allowed anymore.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you for talking to me.
Thank you so much.
And like and subscribe, theMechanicsville. Hit that bell so you can get new notifications. So next time we talk to Lou Ann, you'll get a bing. And if you don't, I could burn your house down.